Homeworthy, I'm Hollis Loudon, and welcome back to episode 2 of Design Diaries, where we're pulling back the curtain on interior design from concept to completion. Today, I'm showing you major updates to my West Village apartment and giving you some tips on how to deal with clients and unexpected changes. A lot of developments. The next time you see this, it will be completely done. Prayers. This isn't just about before and afters, it's about the messy, beautiful process where design really comes to life. So come along as I transform houses into homes, one vision at a time. This is Design Diaries. Welcome back to Design Diaries. A lot has happened. So this is somewhat of my real world confessional, and I am just gonna share everything that has gone wrong because Mercury is retrograde and a lot has gone wrong. So first and foremost, I ended up in the hospital, which wouldn't be able to tell by how well I look right now. I was going into sepsis. I thought I just had the flu, but I'm back now. However, it has been touch and go in terms of not my health, but my design projects. I have had many developments here in the apartment. As you can see, not much has changed behind me. However, we have done a reshuffle, and I'm happy to announce that I am still, in fact, in a very healthy and happy relationship despite my IKEA mishaps along the way. I do wish that I had not taken my educational advice from IKEA TikTok. It has not been easy. I always say this in design, there's no such thing as a project until something wrong happens. And when I was starting this show, I think I've said it previously, but we talked about, what is the drama gonna be? And we don't even have to manufacture it here at Design Diaries, it just unfolds. I'm gonna take you behind the scenes of all of my projects, starting first and foremost with my own new West Village apartment I'm sharing with my boyfriend. So it's been a week and a half since we last filmed, and it has been a trying week and a half, as you can see by the battlefield that we are now in. A lot of things have changed. I wanted to walk you through kind of like what has happened, what I'm going to be doing, and kind of the transition that has happened so far, because if I want to tell you one thing, it is about design, and you'll see it today when I take you along for another couple apartment tours and show you some behind the scenes, is that we're constantly pivoting. So hopefully you watched our last episode, but there was a lot of back and forth about an IKEA TikTok built-in that I was trying to do, and let's just say I'm not a DIYer. I'm not skilled. I'm highly incompetent. I have a team of very skilled craftsmen who execute all of my visions. So as witnessed by all of these boxes and the fact that behind us, there are no longer 2 PAX wardrobes, I'm using the actual term, we pivoted a great deal when it came to this apartment. A lot of back and forth between my boyfriend and I regarding what we were actually gonna be doing in the bedroom. And let's just say there's been a great compromise. So come with me, I'm gonna take you in. We have switched things around, but before I go into kind of what I'm going to do, I'm gonna show you what I have done. So welcome back to our primary bedroom, which as you can see, looks a little different. It might look the same to some people, but I like to celebrate the wins. And to me, it has transformed exponentially in the past week and a half. So here we go. Rather than having 2 PAX wardrobes on either side with what is a Besta, again, not being paid by IKEA, though I wish I was, the compromise that we came to collectively, because in interior design, when you do have a client or a spouse, which is worse, or a boyfriend, you actually have to take into account how they feel. So we ended up with this, which is 4 PAX wardrobes together. So as you can see, again, we have a long way to go, but rather than having the TV in the center, we completely removed the TV, which let me tell you, was also a compromise. Took out the TV, took out the Besta underneath, which is kind of gonna be built out, almost look like a built-in bookshelf media center. And what we're creating now is one long line of open bookshelves. And again, as you can see, we have hanging clothing. Like, these have to be about utility. We live in Manhattan and we needed more storage. We needed some hanging storage, we needed shoe storage, etc. So we're gonna actually leave these open, and that was a big back and forth that we were having. So as witnessed by the boxes in the hallway, we did away with the doors. What I'm going to be doing is I'm gonna be taking these 4 wardrobes and we're gonna bolt them to the wall and seam together. So it's gonna look one continuous piece. And again, this is a pivot. And if you're not able to pivot in terms of design, and thankfully it wasn't an expensive pivot, that is a better thing, you know. And if you're gonna take design risks, please do it on the cheap, because it is a very, very, very expensive thing to undo. None of my clothes are actually gonna go on here. It's only gonna be my partners, which all are the color of our scheme. Otherwise I would have never agreed to this. So when you're a male who only wears taupe, gray, black, and navy blue, you can merchandise your clothes perfectly, and I can put some of my bags up because I'm a very colorful person. I don't want my stuff out there. It would kill the vibe. We're filling these holes with a white hole filler. And then what we're going to be doing, and we've spoken back and forth about this, we're gonna try a couple different things, is we've applied peel and stick grass cloth to the back into the drawers. So I use 2 different peel and stick grass cloths. I'm in this grass cloth moment right now. And these are from New Wallpaper and Society Socials collaboration. I love them. These are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the hand on them, it looks like real grass cloth. So it just peels off. We adhered it to the back and then to the drawers. I used a chocolate brown and I used a natural. And then we're gonna fill the side holes because we've decided on the configuration of all of the shelving, which can move up and down. And what we're debating on doing is, again, keeping it either white. You can fill the holes and then we'll use a little bit of paint, sand down. Or another TikTok hack is, and I don't know why I keep wading into TikTok hacks because obviously it didn't serve me well the first time, is using contact paper. So a lot of people use these to wrap their cabinets and change the color. Again, very difficult. We're having some, it's a peel and stick. So what we would do is bring the black over by putting the contact paper in here. So it brings in the motif of the trophy fabric, as evidence behind us that I showed in the last episode, still in this room, the Schumacher crewel work, kind of embroidery Suzanne of the headboard, of the black, the brown, the taupe, and the white, because we would keep some white. So seam it all together. Again, TBD, you'll have to tune into the next episode to see what we do, of whether or not we do the black here. We could always wrap the sides in black. Again, all of this will be seamed together. And then we're gonna be putting molding around the side. So either way, we're gonna customize it by making the holes closed, regardless of whether we do black contact paper on the interior or on the side, so you see the black when you walk in. And then I've ordered some hardware. I spoke about this previously. We're gonna see whether or not we wanna move forward with it. I only ordered two different sizes of brass and leather. So we're gonna see, again, moving forward, is that something that we wanna do, or do we wanna have a more modern and sleek look? And then we're gonna style it out. So I can take absolutely no credit for this piece. Again, it was a gift that my boyfriend received from his relative who's like, amazing antique dealer, like renowned. And he gave this to him. We do Secret Santa, and it's this rhinoceros. So he framed it for him. He actually frames himself, found this piece, and he did it in corrugated cardboard. And I had never seen anyone frame with a matting and corrugated cardboard before. I myself have done wallpaper, I've done grass cloth, I've done foam bois. If you watch my other Homeworthy episode, shameless plug, I did it in my family's home upstate. I did it in the primary bedroom with a faux bois. I did a silk in another. I've written Substacks on this, shameless plug. But this is corrugated cardboard. He framed it for him and he gave it to him for Secret Santa. It's the coolest thing ever. So what we're gonna do to make this seem less like a wardrobe and more like a bookshelf is, of course, we're gonna have he also has great taste. So as I said, I'm dealing with someone with great taste. We have great cashmere sweaters, etc. But we're gonna style it out with artwork. I love to style bookshelves. So I've put some of my frames, my books here. Can't wait to show how this evolves. And I think I'm gonna try and do peel and stick molding. Again, this peel and stick movement, not being paid for, but easy to undo. Again, we're talking about rentals. You need to be able to undo things. And speaking of things hard to undo, we decided to paint in here. And by we, I mean me. And I did this while he was in Miami and I didn't tell him. And this is what he came home to. So that's what you also have to do when someone isn't on board with one of your design decisions. Hope that they go away. So as you can see, we rolled out our new rug. So I got this from Rugs USA. It was on clearance. And I'm so proud of it because I think it was like $120. So this is a jute rug. It's a Lauren Lee's collection. It was on clearance. I wanted a bigger rug in here. The other one was way too small. It was making the room seem smaller. Scale-wise was not right. Some of it will end up going underneath the bookshelves once we're ready to have them mounted to the wall, but we're not going to do that yet. And it brings the black motif down. I love to have a natural fiber in here. So this has changed quite a bit. Still waiting on lamps. I also had some peel and stick grass cloth that was from the back of the bookshelves put on the inset of these recessed doors. So I'm thinking about changing out this hardware, I don't know. So those are the updates in here. There's a couple more updates, so come along, I'm gonna show you those. And hopefully things get moving a lot more quickly because between myself, my boyfriend, and a dog, and the fact that I was sick, this bed is way too small. And that's something I need for my trophy piece to come together. Come along with me to the bathroom where we also did peel and stick grass cloth. So when I sent this to everyone, they thought I was absolutely insane. And by everyone, I mean my family and friends who actually care about wallpaper. My family not so much, but they get an update no matter what. And so I had this Scalamandre wallpaper put up. So this is a peel and stick option, much more affordable. And I fell in love with this wallpaper a long time ago. I think I said it was in Royal Tenenbaums, the original, and it was Gwyneth Paltrow. She was Margot Tenenbaum smoking her cigarettes at like 13 in her bathroom. So we had this put up. It's very iconic New York, and I'm absolutely in love with it. And unless you saw the original, you really wouldn't know the difference, truthfully. You really would not, and I'm saying that as a designer. And I can take it down at the end of the day. Price point, also amazing for a rental. And then we wanted to make it, again, edgy and cool. I didn't want it too matchy-matchy. I have the matching look linen shower curtain with the applique with my partner's initials. And here, I had such amazing art to work with between myself and my boyfriend. This was a piece that he already had, which is like the spaceman on the subway platform, the 6 train. And it's so cool. I decided to move it in here. And I think that I'm going to, for the sake of, again, my ego and filming and just life in general, as this is dark in the space a little, I think I'm gonna put a cordless Pookie art light above this. I've done cordless sconces in my own previous apartment. So I think I'm gonna add another light here. And then I also brought in another piece, which is this that was previously in our living room that was my boyfriend's, and we're going to hang this above the toilet. So it's not matchy-matchy. I like it because there's tension. You know, I could do all black and white. I could do something that's, you know, has more of the colors in it, but I like that it's different. I like how cool it is. It's 3-dimensional. I have no idea who did this, but I'm gonna use a command hook to do it on the tile. And then I am going to address the lighting in here. So when I took the vanity down so that we could do the wallpaper, the vanity mirror, medicine cabinet, I did clean off the light, which was causing it to be darker in here. But I am gonna be changing the bulb out and potentially changing out the whole medicine cabinet in general, but saving it because I need to reinstall it before we leave because I've been told you don't get a security deposit back. So those are the updates in here. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see kind of how everything continues to evolve. There's not much more I can do here, but the change to me has been significant. Okay, so coming back out here, now you will see what I reference with regards to changing the obstruction. We still have somewhat of an obstruction, and you might be, again, familiar with this piece, as this was in the center of the 2 PEX consoles when I was trying to do my built-in situation. So this is gonna be moving out, and you know, where it goes to, I don't really know, but I look forward to moving this console table back, potentially switching it out, but this is a look that I'm going for. I want an open, airy console. And then on this side, all of my Mackenzie Childs plates. So I am gonna be hanging a whole installation of the new Mackenzie Childs collection mixed with some other plates. It's going to be a full installation, and I was going to be doing it in the dining area, but I switched that because of the fact that now kind of I'm gonna have a desk, the layout has changed. And I just also think it would be really cool to see an art installation upon entering as opposed to a massive obstruction or this. So that is the update in here, potentially changing the lighting. But again, it's all about the reshuffle. It's all about the repurpose. I can always use this in my eventual office, who knows? But it will definitely find a good home. And as you can see behind us, these are the remnants of what was somewhat of a failed experiment. I won't say it failed, because in the end, we do not know where we are going. There could be a great success. Who knows, maybe I'll go viral with my hacks. But, and I don't like that word either. I like to call them like tips and tricks of the trade. But I don't advise doing what I did yourself. Hopefully you didn't buy everything in episode 1, because we definitely pivoted, and you're gonna regret having, especially if you live in Manhattan, getting a box truck to bring all of this back. But these are the remnants of what was our failed experiment. And do I regret it? No. Do I advise it for a relationship? No. But I think I'm gonna be very happy with the outcome. I'm already really liking how it's going. So yeah. Last and finally, we are in the living area. So in here, nothing has changed, truly, exception of the TV coming in here from the bedroom, which is gonna be shuffled out. I think there's just more junk in here. I have an installation of 12 modern art prints that are going above that are framed in black. And I'm so excited because those are coming literally any minute. And Mercury's retrograde, if they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. They'll probably end up in Timbuktu. And also advising you, which I do with all my clients, insure for the full value, because if these arrive, I don't know if they're damaged, if I'm gonna be able to cover that. We're figuring out some accent fabrics. So, as you may know, some of these are more Hollis than the others. So there is an outlier here, and it's these two. Normally, I would have picked a suite of something like these two by Jane Churchill, or these by Manuel Canova. I actually have used this in a previous project in a lighter tone, and I'm using this in another project on the reverse, the other one on the reverse also, in a lighter blue. But I've loved these two, and what I wanna do is 2 dining chairs in each fabric. So 4 total, so either 2 of these and 2 of these, or 2 of these and 2 of these. However, when I was at the showroom, I realized these might be a little too poppy, and some of the other ones that I was shown that have yet to come in yet, maybe not. So I grabbed 2 of these by Larson, which is rep by Cowton and Tao, and they are the same fabric. This is in a chocolate brown, and this is in a kind of like a denim with chocolate brown. And it's very much something that I know my partner, my boyfriend will love. So I think I might be using these 2, which again, are they a little out there for some people? Yeah, but for me, this is subdued. This is benign. This is not what I would have normally gravitated towards. I presented them to my client last night, well received. And that's something where I will be doing 2 dining chairs in each fabric. So we have 2 and 2. 2 will sit around a bistro table, and then I'll be removing this slip-covered chair, and 2 will go on either side of the TV. But I can't wait to show more updates, and fingers crossed that my art arrives. But now I need to take you with me as I actually work on some clients. Welcome back to my West Village apartment. We just came from Sierra Miller's, and the entire time there was a lot going on here. So I have so many new exciting developments, and we're gonna start here. So this area prior to today had a really long dining table that we were utilizing as a desk with 2 monitors. And then it was pretty much took up this whole space, and this campaign desk was pushed to the side. So that was removed today, which is super exciting, because what we decided that we wanted to do after much deliberation is we like to sit at a table and eat dinner. It's civilized. We don't like to sit on the sofa, and we kept clearing off the desk. So what is going to be right here is going to be a tulip dining table with 2 vintage chairs. They're covered in this Paul Smith textile, and it's just going to be a seating for 2, but it's going to be really nice so that we can sit down, we can enjoy a meal, and again, like over time we can address, you know, whether or not we need more chairs and more seating, perhaps folding seating if we wanted to entertain, but that's just not where we're at right now. So that is the new layout. The campaign desk came here. We'll be replacing this chair. There's just like a little bit of smush on it. So figuring that out, but definitely just an ergonomic, beautiful chair. And then we're gonna be putting down a new rug. And so here there was never a rug. We're gonna be placing the same rug. We're gonna get another one here. And there's been deliberation actually about this rug. We're waiting to see when the sofa comes in, but perhaps doing just a plain sisal. But there is this chocolate brown that you'll see, and I'll explain later. So those are kind of the changes in here, really grounding this space. We'll switch the lamp. We hung a piece of art here. This is maybe temporary, but for right now, that's, you know, we wanted to just really start to make this our home. Again, it was already his home, but really just joining our 2 aesthetics. And then I took contact paper and I had it applied in the insets of the door. So this was just white in the inset. Contact paper is amazing. It's not peel and stick. It's really just this type of, I mean, essentially it's a peel and stick wallpaper, but contact paper can be used really on a lot of things. A lot of people do it on their cabinets, seen on TikTok. So we did that. And then the media console, this collapses, but what we're actually gonna be doing is we're going to move this to the front hall where we have our console table, and we used to have a huge, I don't know at this point how many things have been there since you guys filmed. Like, I can't even keep track. I think we had armoires, and I think we had what is now in our living room. So this is gonna go in the front, and I'm gonna have a cushion made in this fabric to go on top. And the wheels lock, so underneath I'm gonna do baskets. I can do some really cool, you know, different books if I wanted to. I can put shoes. So this is gonna be a bench for the front because I love it so much. I don't wanna get rid of it, but it just was not working as the media console. So that's the plan for here. Moving on into the living area, this slipper chair we love, but it is going, sadly. We don't have enough room for it. So that will go and leave open this whole space. So we have our boucle chair, a new sofa's coming in. It was like a sofa that we already had. It was in storage that he was given by a member of his family. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's kind of this olivey color, cut velvet. So that'll be coming in, and it's slightly smaller than this sofa. And not as high. So I wanted to install the art prior to, so I put the art up in this nice grid, and I had it raised above this existing sofa, so we have a lot of clearance and a lot of room once the other sofa comes in. And I mean, it's perfection. I'm so excited. This is all I've wanted. And I love how it picks up the black and the boucle chairs. There's some chocolate brown. We have this olive green. And then lighting in here has been really hard to figure out. So, and I wanted to have more of a traditional juxtaposition. So these are my Amazon swing arm sconces. I put these in my Dumbo apartment, and they're literally $50 each, I think. They come as a pair. And I'm gonna switch out the lampshades. They plug in, and then I'm also going to cover the wire in Sluter, little brass Sluter. And again, I did that in my Dumbo apartment. It looks very expensive, very elevated. Moving on, changes. This is so subtle. Again, people wouldn't even notice this if I didn't point it out, but I love it. The whole theme in here is like white walls, black accents, and colors. So I did the contact paper in the inset of the windows, which I did black paint in the other. And honestly, like in retrospect, I would have done contact paper because of the fact that it was so much easier. It comes in a couple different widths. So we did that here also, and it really makes it bump out. And then we moved the Besta. This is the Besta from IKEA. And we had one on top of the other. We were originally going to use it in our bedroom, and then we nixed that, moved to the wardrobes. Like it's like musical chairs of IKEA, and now we have it here. And we saw this really cool TikTok, and again, I'm not on TikTok, he sent it to me, but where they wrapped it in contact paper that was silver, so it almost looked chrome. So we're potentially gonna do that, or they make already pre-painted lacquer olive doors, and we might put those on the fronts. We also hung the TV because we just want more space. This needs to be, again, secured and pushed back, but yeah, a lot has happened. It's more so, it's evolving over time. I'm taking a lot of time to really figure out what I want in here. And it's, again, a little different than working with a client because of the fact that the plan, I can change the plan anytime I want to change the plan. Whereas with a client, you know, you have to go in, you have a budget and you make decisions and it's holistic. Whereas with this, it's fun because there's a pivot and there's pieces that we're choosing together. There's pieces that, you know, are coming from family members. There's so many different things that we're doing together, and it's fun. And with this, it's also, we're really trying to figure out, and I'm glad that we've waited to do it, how we want to even like utilize the space. And I always ask my clients those questions, how are you going to utilize your space? But at the same time, because I've always lived alone, I never ask myself that. Like, it's like, how am I going to use the space however I want? You know, if I want a sofa here, I want a chair there, it doesn't matter. But taking into account working from home, all the different things. So a lot of developments. I mean, the next time you see this, it will be completely done. Prayers, you know, COVID, back orders, everything else. But yeah, it's starting to feel like home, which is so nice because having to live in your own project is not fun. So thank God I have a patient person by my side, but patience can wear thin, and I myself I want to come home after a long day and feel like I'm taken care of. And coming up next on Design Diaries, I'll be showing you the stunning completion of my client Erica's West Village apartment alongside my amazing stylist, Kimberly Power. To hire an interior designer, I think, is like a huge flex as a person.
Yes.
But hiring one doesn't mean that you have terrible taste. It means you need someone to execute. Trust me, you're not gonna wanna miss this.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content, shopping guides, and so much more.